Back in the day, planted that flag on midfield in Columbus. Bosa does. 49ers forced 4 turnovers. That's more than the Browns had points, and they win in dominating fashion. Now, the Rams are up next for the Niners. 5 of their last 6 games are against the Packers, Ravens, Saints, Rams, and Seahawks. We will find out over that stretch exactly how good this San Francisco team is. But it would be silly to watch a performance like Monday night's and stay in wait-and-see mode. They finally are healthy, and this was an eye-opening display of what that looks like. Very creative play calling on offense, an awfully disruptive defensive front. 49ers are 4-0, and they are here. Meanwhile, Cleveland heads home for 4-1 Seattle, then hit the road for unbeaten New England. It's early, but they're 2-3, and they run the risk of running out of wiggle room really early in this season that had so much promise back in summer camp. Now time for the Ram Trucks post-game report. Lisa Salters with Nick Bosa.
Nick, you told me this week that you have been so close. It all came together tonight. What felt different?
Nothing was different. Nothing was different. We all just kept the same mindset, kept rushing. We knew we were going to have some opportunities, and we made the most of them.
I mean, for you personally, you told me you focused on finishing for this last week. What's it like to finally see the result of all the hard work on the field?
It's amazing. I mean, you know you're working hard, and you know you're winning, you're getting there, but you're not finishing. And the fact that I could get some tonight was huge.
Now, you had 2 sacks, a forced fumble, and a fumble recovery. That's the first time that a 49er has done that in the last 20 years. What does that alone mean to you?
I mean, that's unbelievable. The amount of great players that have came through this franchise, I'm just happy to bring us 4-0.
You had one particular sack celebration that had us all chuckling. Take us through the flag plant and what was the motivation behind that?
I'm sure my Buckeye fans know, but a couple years back, Baker planted the flag in the horseshoe, so I had to get him back for it.
All in good fun, right?
Yeah, all in good fun.
Your defense held them to 180 total yards. What message did the D send tonight?
I mean, the same message we've been sending all year. We're a championship level defense, and we're gonna get after you all game.
Thanks, and congratulations on the win.
All right, let's take a deeper look at this win for the Niners. San Francisco now favored to win the NFC West according to Football Power Index. Just barely, but 52%. Big test comes now as they are at Los Angeles, as in the Rams Week 6. Jimmy Garoppolo now 5-0 as a starter at home since he was traded to San Francisco in 17. Last 49ers starting quarterback to do that, Colin Kaepernick. The only 49ers player to have a longer streak was Sean Hill. Where did he go to school, Steve?
Maryland.
That's correct. 49ers 4-0 for the first time, or just the third time, I should say, in the Super Bowl era, the first since 1990 when they won their first 10 games coming off back-to-back Super Bowl wins. That was Joe Montana's last healthy season by the Bay. Booger McFarland joins us now. And Booger, 4 games is 4 games. It's a quarter of your season in the National Football League, but you just watched a dominating performance on both lines of scrimmage. What are you prepared to say about what you believe this 49ers team can be by the time we reach the end of this season?
Well, Scott, it's really simple. They have what it takes, and it'll travel anywhere. They can take it in rain, sleet, snow, hot weather, cold weather. It doesn't matter. They can run the football. 275 yards rushing tonight. I'm going to be interested to see what's going on with their fullback, Kyle Juszczyk. He left the game tonight. That's an important injury. If he can't go, their entire run game changes. Defensively, they can get after your quarterback with 4 people. Nick Bosa had a dominating night tonight. They have 5 first-round picks, Scotty, up front, and it showed. And when you can rush with 4, now you drop 6 or 7 guys behind, and you can get interceptions. Richard Sherman playing zone. Williams getting an interception down by the goal line. They have a formula that will travel anywhere in any stadium against anybody. They can run the football, they stop the run, and they can get after your quarterback with 4. So they're 4-0, Scotty, and I like the formula that they have.
Booger, on the other side of this is a Cleveland team, as we know, that was hoping to make this quantum leap after being a punchline for so long. Here they sit at 2-3. Seattle 4-1 is next. Unbeaten New England is on the back end. I said a moment ago they're running out of wiggle room quickly. Is what ailed them, I should say, fixable in your opinion?
Well, I think it is, and it's going to start with Freddie Kitchens, Todd Monken, and Baker Mayfield. If you watch Baker Mayfield, there's inconsistent play. Sometimes he makes a really good throw, and then sometimes it turns into backyard football. They have to have efficiency and consistency from that position. They tried to bring the same game plan against Baltimore here to San Francisco. 2 tight ends, 1 back. We're going to run the football. But the mistakes, 4 turnovers, when you turn the football over, the penalties, drop passes. Right now, this is a young, undisciplined football team, and the quarterback is inconsistent. So if you want to fix it, you go back, you start with the quarterback, and you make sure he understands where you want to go with the football. Scotty, what did we hear all week long? How you going to get OBJ the ball? They tried every which way possible tonight to get number 13 involved, and they still lost 31-3. So there's a lot of soul searching that needs to go on in Cleveland, but it's got to start with Baker Mayfield. He's got to be more consistent. A lot of good, a lot of bad. I need him to be more consistent.
Lions-Packers, good NFC North battle next Monday. Travel well. We'll talk again next week. I look forward to it, Booger. Thank you.
Absolutely. Next week I'll have a bratwurst and I'll be smiling, baby.
I know you will. He loves some food, doesn't he? Ryan Clark joins us now as we pivot, obviously on the same topic. And San Francisco at home expected to win this game, but not like this. From the very beginning, Breida, then the defense turns it over. They cash those turnovers, not with field goals, but with touchdowns. In the NFL, man, that you get a big lead that way, and you can really milk it and put it to bed, and
Absolutely.
they did. What about the way that they did this offensively was eye-opening to you?
It was the variety of runs that we saw from this Kyle Shanahan offense. And we've known that the Shanahan family has always been creative. They've always found different ways to get different people the ball. But from the beginning of this game, Matt Breida goes a yard on the first play. The first play from scrimmage, you have Juszczyk, you have Kittle out in front of him, and then you see the speed down the sideline. And then you come back and we use a different variety of ball carriers. There's the double reverse to Marquise Goodwin. They even got George Kittle involved in the run game on a quick sweep from the tight end wing position.
He can go, man.
He can absolutely run the football. He's a guy who gets a ton of yards after the catch. He also added Tevin Coleman tonight, and there was a 4th and 1 play where you send Marquise Goodwin in motion, and then you bring him back behind the quarterback, and now the linebackers have their eyes on him because of the speed. You give the ball to Coleman, and you get 8 yards. When you have an offensive coordinator that can do the things that Kyle Shanahan can, it opens up a plethora of things for you offensively, and we're seeing this team benefit in the run game from it.
Not as many weapons as the Chiefs, but they stress you in similar ways. They make you account for all those people, and they'll hurt you if you kind of get caught sleeping on one of those. On the other side, and Lisa spoke to him, Bosa is a bad boy. I mean, look, this was as advertised. Has he surprised you with just how disruptive he is on a consistent down-by-down basis?
You know what? He hasn't. This is something we've been hearing about Nick Bosa for 2 years now. Sure. And now you finally get to see it manifest itself with the actual sacks. Tonight, he was great from the beginning. And Lisa mentioned finishing. We're going to watch here early on in the game. He doesn't get the sack here, but watch the amount of yardage he covers with just hustle. We know about the skill. We know about the hands. We know about the power. We know about the speed, but it's about finishing. Here, he's going to get to Baker Mayfield. It's a 2-man rush with a spy over the center. He's doubled right now, SVP, and Baker Mayfield's a guy who doesn't step up. Bosa knows that. He goes around. He makes the play. This is my favorite play of the game from Nick Bosa. We're going to have a tackle in stunt. D Ford is going to come up the field and go underneath. Nick Bosa falls to the ground. This play is over. This play is dead. Baker Mayfield thinks he's going to get out the pocket, and he finishes it. And then you see, we don't forget, you planted the flag in the middle of our field. Even though it's artificial turf, we do not care. We're going to hunt you the rest of your life, and that's exactly what Bosa did tonight.
You like a dude with a long memory.
I absolutely do. You can't forget.
No, and he didn't. And he waited a while, and biggest stage and the brightest lights, he got his revenge. Ryan, appreciate your time.
Thank you.
All right, when we continue on SportsCenter. Garoppolo and Kittles.